Hi, it's Boddicker and welcome to Elite Dangerous on the legacy version on Xbox. If you can hear the storm outside, I do apologise. I'm still recording while there's a massive storm going on in England, and I record in not exactly the quietest area of the house. Recently I did a video on a couple of cheats, and since then I've been bombarded with a lot of interesting and also strange comments. People have been blocking me and unblocking me, sending me messages, requests to voice chat and things like that. And one of the things I've been asked to talk about is ganking within Elite Dangerous. Now, because I did a video saying about, piracy and the fact that I wasn't ganking, I was pirating, and I see a separation between piracy and ganking, some people have said that I should do more or say more about ganking. So this could kick off in the comment section.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Now, I know full well that my opinion of what griefing and ganking is not what a lot of people on the forums think or a lot of people on Reddit think. I'm fully aware of this. I've done this video many times, and I have often said that while I disagree with seal clubbing and I don't like people that harass people over and over and over again, I will say I will fight for a ganker's right to gank in open on Elite Dangerous on the legacy version on Xbox, because FDev has said it's not against the rules. Now, FDev have to implement crime and punishment systems or outlaw it from their game, otherwise it's allowed in open, which is a PvP mode in which anything can happen. Now, where I draw the line is, I'm not a fan of seal clubbing. I am not a fan of groups that hound people day after day after day. I can say that from experience. I had a group hound me day after day after day for a good few years, and I actually didn't mind it, but some people found it to be egregious and didn't agree with it. Me personally, I just thought it was fun entertainment, and I could just appear offline and troll them and ghost them and draw them into traps by appearing online occasionally and drawing them into traps. But for me, we have to define what we mean by griefing and ganking. Now, like I said, I think harassing people to the point when they're going to leave the game is completely wrong. I think anyone that takes anything outside the game is wrong. But what is ganking? Well, the word actually comes from gang kill. And now, if you've ever been involved in PvP wars between player factions and other player factions, like we had with ESR and IED, you will always try and gank the other members of that team, because when you see one, you're going to get all your mates together and kill him. That's ganking. There's nothing wrong with ganking a large group of people attacking a single ship if he's of an opposing faction or you've got genuine reason to kill him. And like I say, unless you're doing this over and over and over again on the same person to victimize them, I have no problem with ganking. And oddly enough, securing a kill is one of the biggest PvP skills in Elite Dangerous. It's incredibly difficult to secure a kill on someone that doesn't want to die in Elite Dangerous. It's incredibly easy to escape even on low hull against 4 combat ships. I have hundreds of examples of it. People don't think it's a skill because those people don't build their ships tough enough, and they don't have that long protracted period of escape that people with experience will have. Now, we'll say this. What do we mean by a griefer? Well, a griefer is someone who doesn't hack or cheat. They play the game in a socially unacceptable way that's against etiquette. Now, on a PvP server, that's quite difficult to do because, within the rules you're allowed to kill other players. Now, what would I consider to be bad etiquette? Probably, like I say, harassing people over and over again, or seal clubbing, maybe camping out an engineer to a massive extent for weeks on end. Various things like that might be considered into the realm of griefing. But like I say, I will fight for the right for these people to grief. Like, Rain used to get a lot of stick because they besieged Desiat for long periods of time, killing anyone that would go to Desiat. But they did that too because ROTV refused to fight them quite often, so they'd siege Desiat and forced ROTV's hand and make them come out and fight them. Now, obviously, people trying to get their engineering done, this is a major problem. However, I'm a pragmatist when I play open in Elite Dangerous, and when I wanted to get some of my friends getting their engineering done, I paid Rain off, and they let my guys through. It's really simple. I delivered a load of low temperature diamonds to Rain and said, I'll pay you this, can you let these 4 guys engineer in peace? And they said, yeah, no problem at all. And that transaction was done. Now, because I didn't scream loads of abuse about Rain being a bunch of griefers and, you know, and bad people in real life, basement dwelling scumbags and all the things you hear people shout and scream, they just accepted my offer and were happy to leave Desiat alone. Now what you're watching now is some clips from Dory on PC as he tries to gank people in a partially engineered pay to win Python Mark II. Now he still has the same problems we have, like people not appearing after you've interdicted them and people logging. This is a menu log, and actually, to be fair to this guy, he did come back later and continue the fight. So not sure why he menu logged, but he did menu log. You can tell it's a menu log because he takes damage right up until the point he vanishes. Like here you see the pellets take damage and then he disappears. So menu log, not advisable, not a good thing to do, but you are exiting the game through the menu that's in the game, so that's part of the game, unlike the losing connection and going invulnerable. But even in a barely engineered Python and a harmless commander behind the wheel, because he's harmless on PC, I can say that, he's able to take down cutters, belugas, and ships that he should not really be killing, because these guys fly greedy, they fly unengineered, they fly ships that aren't at all engineered, and then they moan about being griefed. Well, I'm sorry, but I have little sympathy for players of that ilk. People who are rude to people and like claim that they're griefers and no good and horrible are, you know, asking to be killed over and over again. If you're not salty with griefers, guess what? They move on to someone else to kill. If you're polite to griefers and get on with them, guess what? They tend to leave you alone. It's not rocket science, people. It's open environment. You reap what you sow. If you're going to be rude and horrible to people in comment sections and rude and horrible people in messages, guess what? They're going to take revenge and kill you in the video game. It's that simple. Now, some of these kills were on low-ranked people, but everyone has access to engineering. You can go into solo and private group and do all your engineering and then come into open when you're prepared to play in open. I would say to anyone, learn to escape and evade. It's like car theft. It's going to happen no matter what you do. There's no way to avoid gankers and griefers in Elite Dangerous in the open environment. So just make your target less attractive to them by doing the sensible things to protect yourself. It is that simple. And here's that Anaconda back. Like I say, he did menu log earlier, but here he is. We don't know if he died or not, but we know Dory did. Dory's taken a fair few rebuys, but like I say, he shouldn't be able to kill anyone on PC, really, in that ship. It's not even fully engineered. You know, he shouldn't be able to smash cutters to death. It's kind of embarrassing that people let him kill them. And to me, it's damning that people will let people like this kill them. Like I say, confirming a kill is one of the hardest skills in Elite Dangerous to learn from PvP point of view. If you've got a PvPer that's really good at confirming kills, like we used to have Scrub Killer, he was amazing at confirming kills. That's an art form and a skill. How quickly they take the drives out or the FSD out once the shield's dropped to force the person to die. You know, they're very good at landing that critical Grom bomb, which is, let's face it, a fixed missile that only travels 650 meters per second. It's not the easiest thing to hit with. You know, those sort of people, they're highly valued in player v player wars, and they have skills, you know. And if you're dying to people that have barely engineered ships and, you know, not much skill, I'm sorry, but that's your own fault. I would say, I'm not a big fan of seal clubbing, but we have a entire noob space area where people can train and learn up. I'm not a big fan of people harassing people, but I believe that's already against terms of service anyway. If you're hounded day after day, I think you could make a case to FDev. Also, there is the block button available. I would avoid using it because it causes massive instancing issues, especially when you're like on the Xbox with low population and stuff like that. However, you know, my advice to anyone scared of gankers or, you know, finding their game experience ruined by gankers, don't go on the PvP mode. Go on the PvE mode, and only go on the PvP mode if you are able to survive in open. My Type 9 has 1,000 shields and a fast boot FSD, because when a Grom bomb hits me, the fast boot FSD will come back online and allow me to jump before the cooldown period for the Grom bomb expires. So that means I can be hit by another 2 or 3 Grom bombs. They don't do anything. You know, there is a cooldown period, and fast boot FSD charges up so quickly that you can get out before the Grom bomb cooldown period is finished. Also, you shouldn't be really affected by gankers. Here is a newbie surviving a would-be gank attempt by a Mamba with missiles. Why? Oh, sorry, Mamba with torpedoes. Why does he survive? Well, he asked me to interdict the guy, so the guy couldn't attack him. And that's what a good wingmate does. If you get 2 wingmates, one goes to the station, puts his wing beacon on in a combat ship, the other one comes in the star behind you in a combat ship, one screens your butt and interdicts anyone moving into position to interdict you, the other one you use as a nav beacon. Lo and behold, you've made it to the station without being griefed. Amazing. Really simple. And honestly, I think attitude breeds attitude. I played the first 3 years of this game as a passive-aggressive trader that used to mess around, joking with the griefers. I never got salty if they killed me. It was always a GG. And I always asked them for their view of the kill, so I could use their view and put it on YouTube. And I was never rude and abusive. I used to be sarcastic and take the piss. But I was never like calling them a basement-dwelling slug, or, you know, you live in your mum's basement. The sort of stuff I get on a daily basis just being a pirate. It's amazing. It's amazing how much abuse you get just from pirating people in Elite Dangerous. Griefing is like way more salt than that. You know. And the thing is, if you're feeding them salt, people will troll. I mean, I'll admit to it, I enjoy getting the salt. But as you can see, I interdicted this guy to stop him interdicting my friend who was trading. And that's it. That's how simple it is. I'm just here to distract him. I'll do one pass and then I'll jump away. Once I found out my colleagues made it safely to the station, I'm jumping out of here because I don't want to get torpedoed either. And this is someone that I've fought with on a regular basis for years. He's tried to gank me in trade ships. He's tried to kill me in all sorts of weird and wonderful ships. We've killed each other lots of times. But if it's outside a friendly 1v1, you have no obligation. Well, unless you've agreed 1v1 to the death, you stay to the death. But other than that, you can jump in and out of combat as much or as little as you like. You know, you're under no obligation to stay to the death. And interdicting someone to distract them is a recognised thing that we do. Anyway, that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. And if you find yourself complaining about griefing, think about your ship builds. Learn to escape and evade. Try and get some friends to support you. And if you still can't cope with griefing, stick to the PvE mode. That's all. Thank you very much for watching.